Well, today I'm gonna try to start getting this thing a little more roadworthy. Make sure we have no issues if I ever want to take this anywhere. I had noticed, like last fall, I think the carburetor would drip slowly, and when I took it out this spring, carburetor is leaking even worse. It's pretty steady drip now, where it definitely could be a fire hazard if I keep driving it like so. So that's not gonna be okay. So take a look at it. I'll pull this air filter off, start it up, and get fuel pumping, see how it looks, and then we'll go from there, see where the leak's at. Yep, sure enough, that's all it took. Let's get in there and look at that. Yep. It's ready to leak in there. Try the accelerator pump and a little bit of everything. It gets worse than that even once it actually runs for a while. And it gets all, the bowls are actually completely filled with gas, so it needs to be just rebuilt. And that's why I bought my ultrasonic cleaner, for things like this and motorcycle carbs and all the other stuff I got going on. Carbs are very important to be clean, so that's why I got all this stuff. I've been doing it with Amsoil's Power Foam. Love this stuff, absolutely do. Highly recommend it. My favorite one for sure. But otherwise, I like Berryman too, and other stuff like that. But it still takes a lot of cleaning to get it perfect. So that's why I'm got the ultrasonic cleaner. This will be a first candidate. See how well she does. See if we can get some of the staining and stuff off of there, and got fresh gaskets for it already. Just got to get it off and cleaned and rebuilt. So yeah, no further ado. Let's tear into this and get this carb off here. You ever play Star Wars Pod Racing or whatever it was on Nintendo 64? Not really remember much about it other than like the one, either the parts guy or the junkyard guy is like, yeah. And he would sing that. Anybody else remember that, or am I just crazy? Good game though. Kind of hose here. Oh, timing advance, because you know that's a hard line, because that's how I would do it in 66. I don't know. Seems a little overkill. Huh, that sucker looks corroded, but it threads out like a dream. Oh man. Shirt keeps riding up. My neighbor's gonna be complaining. I'm a plumber over here or something. No, just a guy trying to work on his car. Probably going to be replacing this vacuum advance anyways, because when you look at her, it don't look very good. Right down here, distributor, right there's your vacuum advance. And you look at it just right, it looks like it really ain't gonna pull any kind of air through that, it looks like. Definitely looks like it would be restricted. If not right now, it's gonna be shortly. So I'm going to probably just put a hose on this, a regular rubber hose, and put some barb fittings on the carb and off of the distributor there. I think that'd be better. Throttle linkage. Forgot that. You know, that makes sense because this kind of goes right off the throttle. And that undoes itself rather easy. Interesting. Hey, that looks pretty good. Looks like they have a little bit of a pleat there. Not too big a one. Just a nice little one. Set the carburetor down. Yeah. Intake looks soaked, saturated. So yeah, she definitely leaking. Might be leaking internally even, I guess, if that's, since I didn't think about that, but yeah, she looks all wet. I mean, I did just try to run it too, but yeah. Look at that leak. She already pulled up pretty good. That would not be good if this engine was really hot. That would be a definite potential fire, so I'm gonna get some rags in here and soak that up, get that out of here. So there she is. Stock little thing, not pretty basic, not very good carburetor honestly, but she'll work for now. The kit for rebuilding this thing was real cheap, so a lot cheaper than a new one. Any carburetor. A new one just the same style is ridiculous. You might as well buy an Edelbrock or Holly or anything really, don't really matter. Yeah, I think that should do her. So we'll get her inside and set up the ultrasonic cleaner now. Alright, well, I had to make some room on the workbench, you know. I had to do one of these things. There. Perfect. Perfect. Now I got some work area. Yeah. Desk is getting a little crowded. So, anywho, well, the tops of these actually have a square bit for the bolts on it, which I happen to have a thing for. It's the right size. Yes, it is. Haha! Nice. That is mighty handy. Hey. Okay. Oh, okay. I was thinking they didn't give you any points to leverage the top off, but you go on this side here, you go right up under the bracket. Oh, and you don't want to move. Huh. I don't know how to take this apart too easily. Usually you don't want to jab your screwdriver in the side where the gaskets are, and you just end up messing up the metal or something. It can make a bad situation way worse. So the top spins but doesn't release. Probably because that bolt probably doesn't. Yep, probably. Huh. How about that? That's why you don't just jab a screwdriver in there and pry on it. If I did, I would have gouged the shit out of this. It's like someone already did that for me, though. That's nice. Cool. Ta-da! This is the top. Inside here actually looks pretty decent. So that's good. We just need to clean her up a little more. It actually looks pretty good, honestly. Alright. Inside here looks pretty decent. Just a little bit of stuff. Pretty minimal though. And nice aluminum-like colored base, so whatever. It looks pretty clean though. Not a lot of sediment, not a whole lot of anything. It's pretty good. Float has a little bit of stuff, you know, whatever. That's pretty typical though for the age. Just a little bit of dirt and stuff. I'm just rubbing that, clean that up. So stuff like that, just gotta get that cleaned up a little better. Otherwise, it's a pretty good unit still. So yeah, we'll just tear this all apart and set it in the tank. Too bad I didn't have a cool intro like Bill Nye the Science Guy. And yeah, everyone's just shouting, Robbie, 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 Robbie. Yeah, not as cool. Bill's got a way better name for it. Only if we were as cool as Bill. Got it. Boom, shakalaka. Laka laka, laka boom. Okay. Well, that's pretty well stripped down, I'd say. Looks pretty decent. Ta-da. So. Well, it's pretty well stripped down. I'm going to leave the valves in there. I'm just going to shoot some air through them, make sure that they're clean, and should be good. I'll set her in the tank, start filling it. Alright. Says 1 gallon, well, 1 part water, no, 1 part simple green to 10 parts water. So if I put in a gallon of water, I need to put in 1/10 of a gallon of simple green. Simple green is going to be my first run. That's going to be basically my degreaser. I'll degrease most of this, and then I'll do a white vinegar and water, and that's a 50-50 ratio on that. 50 part. So 1 gallon of vinegar water to vinegar to water. So I got 1.5 gallons. So I need 0.15 gallons of this. This is concentrate, simple green. So let me do some quick math here and figure out what I need. Alright, well, 1.5 gallons equals about 20 fluid ounces, so it's going to be a good portion of this. So we're going to put in most of it, not all of it, but you know, this ain't rocket science. If you're off by 5 ounces, no one's going to know or care. It'll be fine. Except for you guys might give me crap, I don't know. We'll see. If you're a true friend, you'll give me crap. Hard to say. Looks pretty good. Sure. See? Probably a little more. Good. Highly concentrated. Boom. Awesome. Well, now I just need to plug her in and get her cooking. Alright. Got a cord ran over to her. I can turn her on. A little switch in the back. Boom. You get one of these bad boys, make sure you have it filled with water before you turn it on. It's the only thing they said you had to do. Make sure it's full of fluid. Otherwise it will burn up your heating elements in here. And that would not be good. Lose the heating part at least, so. Time. This is gonna be annoying. Okay. 30 minutes is the max. Cool beans. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know anything about Celsius. I don't remember what's hot, so I don't know. Don't really matter too much to me. Let's do 40. I think that's warm enough. Just gunning off. Scared the crap out of me. Cool. We'll let that sucker soak and we'll get back to her when she's done. Alright, well I ran it through the first, it's washed there. This was for the degreasing again. Pull out the main unit. That looks pretty darn clean and ready. I like it. But I'm still going to run it through vinegar just to really shine her up as much as I can. Oh, sorry. That was not a whole lot helpful. But anyways, back in again. Pretty sure I got all the pieces except for the floats, because I didn't want to put the floats in there. Turn it back on. I changed the temperature to 30 degrees Celsius because I don't need it to be roasting hot. Like 40, I guess, is over 120 degrees or something like that, about there. So I was like, that's more than it needs to be. So I set it to 30 degrees Celsius. That's about, I was like 80 something, 82, 86. I don't remember. Yeah, it's warm, just not hot. That's fine. That's perfect. Turn that on. that 30 minutes, so let it soak. Just let it drain off. This little drain there, so yeah. Well, then we'll start filling it up with the vinegar and water. 50-50 mix, so it's probably gonna be about 3/4 of a gallon of vinegar and 3/4 of water. So there we go. Yeah, all drained out and got some scum on the bottom of this, but not too bad honestly. So we'll wipe that up and start filling again. All right, all wiped out. New parts are in, filled with vinegar and water. Actually fits about 2 gallons perfectly, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Yeah, and now we can flick it on. Hopefully you guys can actually get to see this time with the light. Let me see if I can fix that. Alright, got the temperature set for 30 degrees. I'm just going to heat up to that, and I'm going to start with 30 minutes on the clock. Well, got the parts out, and honestly they look really good. And it's honestly not a whole lot different from after I pulled it out of the simple green solution, but either way, this is, I just want to run both, see how it looks, and probably do both just to make sure I get it really thoroughly cleaned. And but yeah, otherwise I got the main unit in there now. So we're gonna run it for another 30 seconds. I might run 2 cycles on this one just because it's got the jets in there, and I didn't even take the jets out. Well, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna run it for at least a cycle, probably if not 2. So here we go. See the bubbles rising up. Not a whole lot happening otherwise. It don't look like filth and stuff. All the parts are nice and clean now. Pulled it out after having the vinegar. I left it overnight thinking that was a good idea. I don't know. I feel like they kind of made it a rough edge, like it almost kind of ate away at the outer layer of the carburetor. But so it looked like, the only reason to say that is because I got gray powder all over my fingers from wiping it down. And I mean, otherwise it's fine. Nothing. All the edges are still perfectly sharp edges still. Like nothing got rounded off or anything, but seemed weird. But so yeah, if you do vinegar, don't soak it overnight. And yeah. Otherwise, it seemed like it was overkill, honestly, for this. So honestly, degreaser is probably with a simple green. It's probably all you really need to run usually, but looks good. Parts are clean, ready for assembly now. Alright, well, say now is as good as time as any to start. Finally open up my kit that I bought, I don't know, 6 months ago, something like that. Figured the carburetor needed been rebuilt, and then it started leaking profusely, so yeah. Oh, nice. Comes with a little thingy. Huh. Ain't that just something? Oh, that's neat. Give you measurements and all this other stuff. I didn't realize that. Huh. Cool. Well, I'll have to look at that some more. Otherwise, time to get this bad boy open. Not tell you what. Give you a little square. Ain't that just cute? Yeah, there's a little goober on here, so I'm gonna put some JV Weld on there. Just fill it in, because that's all it needs to do. Hopefully it stays. Probably won't. It'll probably leak. That's fine. I'd put Permatex, but you know, that's even worse, I feel like. So needs to be somewhat permanent. So yeah, I'm gonna do that for now. Read through my instructions. check and put a little JB weld and start laying out some of the gaskets. Alright, well, another day, got my coffee. Let's try to finish up this so I can get this back on my car. So if I ever want to, you know, maybe drive it, that'd be cool. Alright, let's see if we can get this done. It's a little had some rust on it, so I already brushed it down, and I'm just gonna give it a little mist of paint just so it's a little better than that. Got it already painted up. Looks real good. Only took like a minute. So there, that'll be nice. I gotta wait for that to dry. Otherwise, just gotta put the rest of the screws in. Did the rest of my little adjustments on the choke and other linkages in there. Bunch of reading I had to do and measuring and more reading than measuring. Measure it again, you know, whatever. Alright, got everything cleaned up. Got my nice little bracket on now, and everything's good. Looks awesome. So, just gotta stack everything on there. That one. Piece of resistance. There we go. Well, I got everything hooked up, bolted down, tightened up, and then I was looking at my vacuum advance on my distributor here, and I saw that the line looked like it was pinched, and I tried to thread it out, and she snapped on me. So I think I'm going to just put in a rubber piece for now, and hose clamp the ends of that, just to connect it up, and then I can actually make sure I don't have a pinched off end, because this was definitely restricted, but I don't know if it was going to be enough to actually make a big difference. So anyways, so yeah, I'll splice a new piece of hose, and then should be good to go to slap her together and turn on the fuel and see what happens. Got my little bit of flex hose in here for now at least, and took this and massaged this out just a hair, because this piece has always been hitting and dragging. So actually this thing's been pretty much closed its whole time, so this would be nice. Now if I give it, oh, there it went. Yep. So now I can close and it doesn't rub. So huzzah! Things move so nice now. Ho ho! I'm wondering how it'll run now. But anyways, we can fire it up, get it warmed up, see how she does. Alright, well, that should do her. Let's crank it over and see how she runs. Now it should start easier after this one attempt, because the fuel bowls will actually hold fuel for more than, 5 minutes. So that'll be nice. Let's crank her over and see how she does. She's not staying running, so let's drive her and see what happens. Otherwise, we'll just be adjusting the carburetor some more. So, see how she does, and see if this carburetor does any different after just being cleaned up a lot and new gaskets. Change. Still feels like it's the same old carburetor. I don't know if the 4-barrel's opening up or not, but I was kind of hoping at least the vacuum advance is working better, so it'd give me a little more power out of that, but kind of feels like it's the same old, same old. That's alright. Take it for a quick spin, see how she does. Alright, well, it's pretty dark now, and got the vacuum gauge hooked up off of the line off of here. According to that, that's about max for the vacuum level at least, but found out the air fuel mixture underneath was way off. There should be this turned out the same amount. The right side was out 3, left side was out half a turn. So fix that. Seems to be running smoother, but that's about it. No idea if it's actually helping it that much, but I think that'll be good for now. They still run, so yeah. Fun times. Well, got her back, and looks like she's running about the same, I feel like. But anyways, I mean, performance-wise, it's running about the same. It does seem like it's running a little smoother now, but that's about it. Other than that, that's about all she's doing. So, and now the choke is actually opening after, you know, it's not choking it while it's at full temperature. So that's working. That's good. So a couple little things, nothing really that great, huge or anything performance-wise or anything like that, but need to be done. Otherwise, it's gonna leak gas, and then it'll be engine fire, and then that'd be a bit more work. So good enough. I'll wrap her up. Thanks for watching.